Do we have any citizens or public comments? Welcome, everybody. Consideration of approval of the agenda.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second.
Deputy Clerk will call the roll.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
The agenda is approved as submitted. Consideration of approval of the minutes of the April 20, 27, and May 4 meetings. Any discussion or questions?
So moved.
Second. Deputy Clerk will call the roll.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
The minutes of the April 20, 27, and May 4 meetings are approved. Consideration of approval of the consent calendar. Any questions regarding the consent calendar?
So moved.
Second.
Clerk will call the roll.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
And the consent calendar is approved as submitted. Business of the mayor. We have several proclamations. Whoever wants to come up and identify themselves.
I'm Jean Crandall, and I'm representing the American Legion Auxiliary. I'm here to ask the City Council to proclaim Friday, May 22nd as Poppy Day in Charles City. All money received from our poppy distribution goes directly to our local veterans. Any questions, sir?
Any questions?
Thank you.
Okay. Next up will be the Memorial Day request.
My name is Art White, and I'm here to sell poppies. All right, very straight out. No, I'm here to collect have the mayor give us a proclamation for Memorial Day. On Memorial Day, families normally go to the cemeteries and put their flowers and so forth there. We also will have the flags put up on Main Street and in Central Park, weather permitting. If it is raining, then the programs will be held at the VFW. You'll see the ads coming out in the press about where families can go. We'll start out at 7:30 in the morning at our patriotic services will be at the VFW and the American Legion. And then at 8 o'clock, the Legion will go to Sunnyside Gardens, and the VFW will go to Riverside Cemetery. At 8:30, the American Legion will go to Calvary. There'll be a service there, and the VFW will go to the Walking Bridge. And at 9 o'clock in the morning, they'll have some coffee and rolls. And at 10 o'clock, we're going to have memorial services at the courthouse. And last year, we had a little problem because the microphone wasn't working. That's my fault. I had purchased one, or didn't buy it, and we used one from the YMCA for many, many years. And we do thank you. But this year, we're going to have a different speaker system so that people can hear what we're saying. So I'm glad to be doing that. So if the mayor would give us a proclamation, then I guess we can go with our program.
Do you have any questions?
I'd so move for both proclamations, Your Honor.
Second.
Deputy Clerk will call the roll.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
The proclamations are approved. I'll come on down and read both of them. Okay?
Could you follow that up, Chair? Gene. You were going to talk to Gene.
No, I have not talked to him.
You and the mayor at a meeting today, or?
Okay.
Very nice.
We have a lot of things here to hold on to. Okay, we're... Making sure. Whereas America is the land of freedom, preserved and protected willingly and freely by citizen soldiers. Whereas millions who have answered the call to arms have died on the field of battle. Whereas a nation at peace must be reminded of the price of war, the debt owed to those who have died in war. And whereas the red poppy has been designated as a symbol of the sacrifice of lives in all wars, and whereas the American Legion Auxiliary has pledged to remind America annually of this debt through the distribution of the memorial flower. Now therefore, I, James A. Erb, Mayor of Charles City, Iowa, do hereby proclaim Friday, May 22nd, 2015 as Poppy Day in Charles City, and ask that all citizens pay tribute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the name of freedom by wearing the memorial poppy on this day. So signed by myself, and here is a contribution. I already have your poppy. Thank you. You may want this, however. Next up. And whereas brave men and women of our armed forces have valiantly defended this great republic in its many wars and conflicts to ensure our rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and whereas many of these brave men and women made the ultimate sacrifice and laid down their lives in the service of their country, and whereas all men and women who have defended our nation valiantly so that we, the citizens of the United States of America, do enjoy the freedoms granted us by our Constitution, shall have their memories preserved for eternity. And whereas it's our intention to remember deceased friends and relatives that are dear to us, now therefore I, James A. Erb, Mayor of Charles City, Iowa, do hereby proclaim Monday, May 25, 2015 as Memorial Day, and urge all citizens of our community to take a few moments and reflect upon the lives of the valiant men and women that have defended our nation and the lives of all of our dear friends and relatives. Signed by myself. I know you do a great job in getting everything up during these days of celebration. Do the FFA or somebody helping you with the putting of the flags this year?
Yes, we're very fortunate that Tim Lumber and his students put the flags up in the street, and they do a super job. And we have another group of 10 we're going to put the flags up in the Central Park. So I think we're very fortunate to have these corporations.
Yeah. We need all the help we can get with that, don't we? Thank you. You want me to hold on to this?
Please do.
All right, thank you. Request for party in the park and the 4th of July activities. Discussion.
Bella Taller. Hi, I'm Jerica George. I'm the events coordinator at the Chamber office, and we're just making our annual requests for street closings for our Party in the Park dates and for 4th of July. So if you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them.
You changing anything around?
No, we're going to keep it the same.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's my first year, so I'm excited to see how everything's going to go. So take it easy on me, all right?
You sure they haven't changed something? Okay. Any other questions?
Sounds good.
I'd so move.
Second.
Deputy Clerk, call the roll.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Okay, the request is granted. It's the easiest you'll ever have it.
Yeah, appreciate that. I was all prepared for these hard questions.
That's just Mark.
Public hearing on the fiscal year 2015 budget amendment. Open the hearing. Have an affidavit of publication.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any written comments or objections?
I have none, Your Honor.
And any oral comments or objections?
I have none.
No, I don't see any either. Have a motion to close the hearing.
So move.
Second.
Third. Deputy Clerk, call the roll.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
The hearing's closed. Consideration of Resolution 70-15 approving budget amendment for fiscal year 2015. Discussion.
Well, May 31st of each year, our annual budget amendment is due, and anytime that you happen to go over what you have budgeted for expenditures in that budget year, you're required to make an amendment. And that could be due to either overspending within a particular function, receiving grants and having additional money to spend, or spending money from a project that got delayed in the past. And I think we had a little bit of all that happened. So anytime you go over that, you have to have a budget amendment. And so some of the things that of note that we had this year that are responsible for leading to our amendment is the purchase of the LED lights and the boiler replacement out the CVTC. We had the property purchase of the CIA property, which was related to McQuillan Place. We had the library project, the UV disinfection, the net zero project, and associated work getting pushed back on one part, various flood projects, and an adjustment to the TIF in Riverside. So those are some of the things that helped lead to the need for a budget amendment for this year.
Questions or discussion?
I'd so move.
Second.
Deputy Clerk, call the roll.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
The budget amendment for fiscal year 2015 is approved. Consideration of Resolution 71-15, change the traffic code for parking on Riverside. Discussion.
As part of the McQuillan Place project downtown, we've been looking at different areas around this area that we could add additional parking spaces, and we've identified one of these areas that's on Riverside Drive on the southerly side, between Main Street and up by the pub on the Cedar. Actually, the new parking would be starting about 112 feet west of Main Street and extending around the curve for approximately 200 feet to create 8 parking stalls. We'd also recommend that this be marked as 90-minute parking to allow for turnover for people to come and get a meal or shop, but then leave for opening up more parking. So we'd recommend approval of Resolution 71-15, amending the city's traffic code by adding this parking.
Discussion or question?
John, you said this be a 90-minute parking?
90-minute time limitation.
Okay.
Is this going to be considered just temporary while the construction's going on, or
No, we're considering this permanent.
a permanent change?
What have you constricted the width down to where these parking spots are going to be in place? In other words, obviously it's narrower now in terms of traveled way.
Yeah, we still have a 12-foot lane. It'll be just like what the on the northerly side of the street is. That currently has parking.
Mm-hmm.
There's a through lane and then a parking lane.
So people will not have any tendency to feel that they're constricted or crowded, right?
No, actually, it'll probably add to traffic calming in a way. But at the intersection with Main Street, it will, that's why we're pulling the parking back about 100 feet so that we still continue to have those 2 lanes at Main Street. So we have a through lane and then a separate right turn lane for those people going across the bridge.
Okay. Other questions or discussion?
Let's see. Go ahead.
I was just going to so move.
Oh, I did have one citizen bring it to attention that curve tends to, during the winter season, maybe if we can watch how that's plowed, that currently there's maybe a little extra buildup of snow that gets a little bumpy, kind of built up and kind of a hazard that if we can just watch that as we go, that maybe that might need a little extra attention.
Yes.
But I don't remember seeing that issue, but they frequent that several times a day during the winters, so I figured they'd have more expertise than I would. So, just a little side note.
Thanks.
Is this just a code amendment, so it doesn't require ordinance changes?
Right, it's part of our traffic code, which is built into our code of ordinances, so we can pass this by resolution.
I so move.
I second.
When will it take effect, John?
As soon as we get the signs.
Okay. Which will be?
I'd have to double check with Dirk, but I know he's been looking into it, so I would say within 2 weeks.
So they're not coming with the wayfinding signs that may at some point come?
If there's any way we can move that up, I would just get it done.
Yeah.
As soon as we can.
2 weeks would be pretty quick from ordering sign to obtaining it, so
You could put some temporary ones up.
we're going to move that along as fast as possible.
Yeah. I'd put temporary ones up if we have to. No, I should put other ones up later.
Deputy Clerk will call the roll.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Resolution 71-15 is approved. Consideration of Resolution 72-15, approving rental agreement with Rapids Edge for city-owned inner tubes. Discussion.
We city's received interest from Randy Wiltsey and his business known as Rapids and Outfitters and Live Bait, which is going to be located in a building just directly adjacent to the park and the Frisbee area down there. We have drawn up an agreement which would rent the tubes and jackets for $300 for the season, and then Mr. Wiltsey at any point could choose to execute the option to purchase the tubes for a total of $1,000. So the idea being he could utilize the tubes for $300 and then apply that $300 towards the $1,000, and he could purchase the tubes and life jackets from the city to be able to rent there on the river. Since we are renting them, we are requesting some insurance coverage, and we received proof of insurance, which was $1 million each occurrence, $2 million aggregate. I know we had some discussion over $1 million or $2 million, and as it turns out, I think we were both thinking the same thing. We were just thinking about it in a different way. So when we got the proof of insurance, it was on there for $2 million, which is what we talked about anyway, which is $2 million aggregate. So I think we're good there. And we received a copy of their liability form waiver, and that seems to be in good shape. So I know Mr. Wiltsey inspected the tubes on Friday, and everything appeared to be in good order. And if it turns out there's a leak or a hole or something in somewhere, we will certainly make it right. But that doesn't appear to be the case. So I would recommend approval of this agreement and resolution.
Further discussion or questions?
So moved.
Second.
Deputy Clerk, call the roll.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Resolution 72-15 is approved. Consideration of the motion to approve insurance renewal package from Sisson and Associates. Discussion. Who's up?
Well, we have our annual renewal for the city liability insurance and workers' comp insurance, and Bob Ingram's here tonight to answer any questions we might have. We talked through, I mean, we have, I guess, most noticeably in workers' comp, we had a pretty good, pretty exceptional mod factor current at a .76, and that is increasing to .96, so we are seeing an increase in that area. It's due to a number of different factors, but nonetheless, we are still getting a discount at the .96, which is nice. Across the board, we have some other various increases, but not a whole lot. We did gain at least one building. We have 401 North Main now, of course, so that's in the mix. Otherwise, not a whole lot of other changes other than the workman's comp, like I mentioned.
401 North Main, we can recoup that by increasing the rent a great amount. I wasn't at the planning session last week, but I had a question on vehicles. I had a concern on vehicles, not a question, and I checked with Bob, and I was surprised. In my mind, I thought we'd be gaining vehicles, but from 2011 to 2015, I think we had 4 additional licensed vehicles on our policy, which is not a lot, being we added 2 vehicles for our rental inspection and so on. So I think we're probably in line there. I kind of had a feeling we were adding a lot of vehicles, but we weren't.
We have talked about the idea of going through and doing an inventory and reviewing what we have as far as number of vehicles, and that's something that still needs to be completed and maybe looked at a little bit closer to see how we're utilizing all of those and what, if there's an opportunity for some reductions. But
And the main increase, I think, as you mentioned, is workman's comp, and that's based on our experience. That's our own situation, and that's on a excuse me, that's on a 3-year average, so we can hopefully get that back down again.
Any comments you might have?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second.
Deputy Clerk will call the roll.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
The insurance renewal package is approved. Consideration of Resolution 73-15, accepting the Clark Street Overlay Project and authorizing final payment. Discussion.
Yeah, this is in regard to the federal aid project that we did for overlaying Clark Street. This was from Lakeshore Drive to the east city limits. Matthew Construction, they were the general contractor, and they've finished the work, and we're now we've finished the DOT required audits for the paperwork, on the construction, the materials audits. The actual improvements came in at a cost of just under $141,000, which was less than the original bid price, which was $169,000. The underrun primarily came from two items. That was from the asphalt. We had about $18,000 less asphalt placed, as well as pilot cars and flaggers. There was about $11,000 less in those 2 items. The council also need to authorize the mayor to sign the Iowa DOT's Statement of Completion Final Acceptance Form, and we'll authorize payment for Matthew Construction in the amount of $4,228.97. So I'd recommend approval of Resolution 73-15.
Questions regarding Resolution 73-15?
So move.
Second.
Deputy Clerk will call the roll.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Resolution 73-15 is approved. Consideration of any unfinished business. Hearing none. Any new business? Hearing none. Miscellaneous correspondence. None? We have none? City Attorney's report.
Nothing tonight.
Deputy Clerk's report.
I have none.
City Administrator's report.
Just a couple things to touch on. We received an estimate for, or actually a quote, I should say, for $300 from a structural engineer and architect to come in and analyze City Hall, look at ADA compliance, code compliance, our systems, the exterior and all that. And so I'm going to be reviewing that a little bit further with John here, but so hopefully we'll be able to, from that process, get a good handle on what we have here with the City Hall building and upcoming future needs and expenses. So as we look at other options within the community, we'll know what we have that we're dealing with here to be able to make a good decision from that. Tomorrow morning, John and I are going to be participating with the site certification visit through Iowa Economic Development Authority. They've been working with a firm, McCallum, and they're doing site certifications for communities that can show they have an area that's kind of a prime site of a certain size, and there's different parameters. But working with Tim Fox, we're looking at making the former White Farm area a certified site. So it's over 50 acres, which is the minimum requirement. And you basically go through various steps as far as addressing, the water, the sewer accessibility, power, telecommunications, rail access, highway access, to basically vet the location out for any potential investors or large developers that want to come in and do something. And by having a certified property, you get on the short list with the state as far as communities with properties that as they have people coming in there looking for places to locate, you can be directly on that list. So we're going to be participating in that process tomorrow as they come through and take a look at the property and talk about that. So that's kind of an exciting development to get that done. We had our first wayfinding meeting this last Friday, and we all discussed and agreed that yes, wayfinding is something necessary and something we need in this community, which I completely agree with. And we talked about some of the historical process that we've been through as far as leading to, what do we need, where do we need it, and how do we do it. And that's going to be the process we work on here over the next several months, leading into the next budget cycle as we look at funding sources, be it from the city, grant, community, wherever, and really come up with a plan to how to get people to where they need to be. Because I can tell you, being a relatively new person to town, it's not easy to find things, and we need to make things as easy as possible for when people come to the community. And when you talk about wayfinding, you're talking about finding directional signage for vehicles, for pedestrians, to find those public locations, the school, City Hall, Main Street. I mean, none of these things are on main drags where they're really easy to find. And I know City Hall, for instance, is not very GPS friendly. We use for security's address as the place to tell people to go and then look across the street. So, there's definitely things we need to work on in that realm. So it's good to get that discussion going again. I've received now some final updated numbers on the possible refinancing for that 2009 permeable paver, which we're going to look to wrap in our new water borrow into that. So we'll be talking about that hopefully here pretty soon. And then we're narrowing down to the top 4 or 5 candidates for the police chief. And we'll be making those announcements here before too long. And we'll be having our assessment on June 13th, which is a full-day assessment for those top candidates. So we're moving along with that as well. Other than that, that's all I have.
Thank you. Board, commissioner, committee reports. Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We gotta stay.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, we're adjourned.